right, Cameo, it is time for Nerdflix and Chill. We got a few things to talk about. One, though, before we get into the biggest... Oh, you beat me to it. We're going to talk about Titans. I just want to mention, though, real quick, HBO Max, which is where you can find Titans, but also has the newest Chris Redd comedy special. Did you happen to check that out yet?
I haven't. Not yet.
So I got some tea for you real quick, Cameo. Some tea.
Ooh.
You know how I told you he had been one of the people that had been axed from Saturday Night Live? Mm-hmm. Well, he didn't get axed. He left on his own, which I think that's how I thought I had said that he left on his own. But either way, there might have been something more nefarious going on, Cameo.
Why you say that?
Well, first of all, Chris Redd left in September, right before the season was supposed to kick off. Mm-hmm. Well, come to find out, he's dating Kenan Thompson's estranged ex-wife. Like, I think I'm not even sure they've got divorced yet, but they're definitely not together. And then Chris Redd was standing outside of a comedy club this past week, and somebody came up and nailed him right in the face and then ran off. And people were speculating. I think it was all speculation that
it was Kenan.
Either he was behind it, So I wanted to know what's up with that.
I haven't even heard any of that, so that's all news to me.
Yeah, but it is his stand-up is hilarious.
Okay,
you gotta
check it out now.
You gotta
check it out.
All right, let's get into Titans, Cameo.
Okay.
What are we in season 3 of Titans?
Season 4.
4. Oh my gosh. Season 4. There's been 2 episodes released as of this. When does the next episodes come out?
Thursday. Every Thursday.
Oh, okay. So 2 episodes came out this last Thursday, and spoilers going forward. We are going to spoiler it. This season I thought was going to be about one thing, and then by episode 2, I was like, ah. But we got to see Lex Luthor.
Yes.
And what was really interesting to me is last week we didn't know this. We didn't know that Lex Luthor was showing up in Titans, but we had this long conversation about Lex Luthor. And another thing too, real quick, did you notice people kept calling him Lex Luthor in the first episode? And I was like, oh man, have I been saying it wrong? Because I always say it Luthor. And then by the second episode, they were calling him Lex Luthor. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did.
So now I don't know what's right at all. But but we were talking about, Gene Hackman playing Lex Luthor, Jesse Eisenberg, and how we always kind of thought that he was more of a serious character. Mm-hmm. And in fact, we were talking about how, like, Gene Hackman, in the first 2 movies anyway, he really was about wanting real estate. That's what he wanted. Jesse Eisenberg, I still not exactly sure what he wanted other than to show his daddy that he could be powerful, and that he wanted to stop Superman from, being able to do bad things, but he wasn't coming at it from a good guy, because he's not a good guy. We saw him do all the things he did. But I feel like Lex Luthor wants power. That's what he wants. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we see the corporate versions or even the presidential versions of Lex Luthor. And that's what I always kind of really thought of him more as. And I feel like in this one, that's where we got more of that kind of a Lex Luthor. And then spoiler alert, he dies right off the bat. Because I was like, this would be a good season. And so far, the 2 episodes have been good. I've really enjoyed them. Mm-hmm. But tell me, what were your thoughts on that, especially Lex Luthor?
Yeah. Honestly and truthfully, I thought when that scene was happening, I thought Lex was faking. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, maybe he's going to try to get some of his blood, his do a blood transfusion or something like that. And now Lex Luthor is the strongest Superman or stronger or whatever. But coming to find out that he dies at the end of the first episode, I was just like, man, that sucks, because just that little bit of Titus Welliver's performance, I was like, I want some more.
Yeah,
I want more of this Lex Luthor. Granted, he was bald headed and had a beard, but he was gone for a while from what they alluded to in the show.
Yeah.
So get him all cleaned up and get him in later episodes, please. Like, bring him back to life. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I want more of Titus's Lex Luthor for sure.
You think Connor will put him in a molecular re-putting back together machine? Be like,
maybe.
Hey,
Maybe.
Jump in this machine so that the other guys can't get you. Oh, they all heard it. Never mind.
Right.
What do you think about Connor?
I like him.
I do too. I do too. I like his whole, that he's part Superman, part Lex. It's a whole My Two Dads vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wish we'd have got an episode where like Lex and Superman and Connor are like, going around and looking at Metropolis and eating ice cream.
You know what's funny? I'm shocked that we haven't got like a Teen Titans Go type cartoon like that.
Where they're making fun of the show. Do they do that?
Yeah. I doubt that they will, but I feel like they should.
Do they do that? Like, do they ever acknowledge like any of the other?
Teen Titans Go did, and I think in their movie, they referenced Zack Snyder, saying that they wanted basically to have a Zack Snyder.
They wanted the Snyder treatment. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they should. That's funny. I need to watch that. I need to watch that.
Yeah, go check that out. It's pretty funny.
I need to watch Super Friends because one of his super dog. What's his dog's name?
Crypto.
Yeah, he's in the Titan show.
Mm-hmm,
does he have powers though? I can't remember.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah,
that's funny. Mm-hmm. They should use him more then.
Well, I can't remember. Did they? I think they showed him a couple times.
They showed him, but I'm just saying. Like,
yeah, he didn't use him really.
Yeah,
they used him in the second or third season.
Like when they're getting their butts kicked by that one chick that they meet, and she's just laying waste, then Crypto should run out of the
and just be like,
yeah. But yeah, that'd be awesome. But anyway, I really have been enjoying these two episodes. It's been a little more kind of horror tinged, maybe because it was so close to October when they put it out. But I just, what I think is interesting too about these two episodes is you get like this weird dude that almost looked like a Court of Owls type character, but it's more like a Raven type head or something, a skull that he was using.
Yeah.
And then of course he's fighting Raven, but then he gets laid to waste in the second episode. So where you think everything's going is not going to go quite as you thought, just based off of the first two episodes, right?
Right. That's what I'm getting.
But the Lex Luthor angle, he had you can remind me of this if I missed out, or it might still be a mystery. But in the first episode, he's looking at like a stone wall that's got something in it that they've been looking for. And they're talking about, now they have the power. And he's like, he looks over to the lady. He's like, yeah, but you're out.
You're right.
Thanks for getting me this far, but you're cut. And of course, she doesn't take too kindly to that and has some occultish, however, companions. So they're the ones that are behind the scenes kind of running everything and destroying Lex Luthor and his council, basically. So then there's another guy that is in the show that he's been kind of he's like not all there, I guess, mentally. Looks like he's got issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe he's going to take over for the guy who was in the mask going forward.
Yeah.
Is that what you were picking up?
Yeah. Because I don't. Again, I'll say this every time we're talking about DC things. I don't know who characters are, and so I looked him up. Joseph Morgan plays the guy that we're talking about, Sebastian Sanger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
He ends up being one of the Blood Brothers. So again, I don't know who those people are, but I know they're villains in the DC universe.
So they are from something else, like comic books or whatnot.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah, they're like one of the not, I wouldn't say the main bad guys, but they're they're a force to be reckoned with.
I like how, because it is a little spookier that because you got Raven, and she's kind of a witch.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets to use her powers, and everybody's kind of using their powers to their, to the strength of the team. I did also enjoy their outing to Star Labs, where they get suits and weapons and all that.
Mm-hmm. I do like Beast Boy's outfit now, man. I'm like, it's
you got tired of seeing him naked?
Yeah, about time y'all made him something to where whatever he changes into, it, his clothes will come back on, like finally
naked.
But I can't wait for to see him actually turn into a gorilla or a different animal other than a tiger.
Right.
So,
yeah. And then this one, he turns into like an ape and destroys the whole room. But he doesn't even remember it. So,
yeah,
I'm sure we're going to get more of that going forward. And then who's the young Robin? The guy who's wanting to be Robin? I'm forgetting his name now.
Tim Drake.
Yeah. Yeah. That was so funny when they handed him the bow and he's like, I'm getting the Robin suit? They're like, no,
not yet.
You just get you get a fight in your bomber jacket.
Right.
There was a cool fight scene where him and Dick, and I know I had told you earlier in the first season or whatever that Dick Grayson, the guy who playing him, he reminds me a little bit more of Grant Gustin.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like too baby-faced to be believable as a cop.
Right.
Or a detective anyway, like he's, deep in the force, but I'm really enjoying him as Nightwing. I really do. And for a long time I wanted a Nightwing show, and I would still like to see like him have his own show, but I really enjoy his whole thing with the Titans. And so when he's like, man, I hate ninjas.
Yeah.
And then they have their fight. That was a pretty dope fight scene, I thought.
Yeah.
This show really does have like a little bit of the CW feel to it, a little bit, but enough of like the HBO Max feel to it too to keep me intrigued.
Right.
And which I've talked about it in the past with CW. I just lose interest, whether it be Arrow, The Flash, any of those shows. I feel like they just make it too sappy and then recycle a lot of the same. Like, how many years in a row were they mad at the Flash because he did something to try to save the world or save them or do whatever, and then they then let's start the season where they're all mad at him again. Like,
right.
So it adds
like,
drama.
Get over yourself.
Like, and again, one of the things about Titans that I feel like they don't suffer from the same thing as the CW shows are that there's not a million shows. There's not like 30 shows in a season. So there's not as much opportunity for filler. So going forward, Cameo, next Thursday, I guess, this Thursday, will actually, and for those who are watching the podcast on YouTube, it'll be tonight. Depending on when you watch this, I guess. Anyway, all of that to be said, is it going to be 2 episodes per week or just 1 from now on?
one from now on. I wish it was, but then we probably get into the whole deal of well, this went pretty quick.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I don't mind that though. Like I wouldn't mind binging this.
I'm right there with you too, because especially if it's like a good show. Like I understand, some people don't get to watch it all the way through, and it does help people that don't get to watch, don't have the luxury of binging a show because they're busy. But people like me, I don't care about y'all. Like I want to watch it. I want to watch all of it.
I don't care about
Give
y'all.
It all to me.
That's messed up, Cameo.
Well, I mean, when it comes to my shows, I don't care about y'all. But every day, I care about y'all.
All right. Yes, I'm with you, Cameo. But like, plus, here's the other thing. If you do like all the shows all at once, then a lot of people who might just be wanting to watch Titans are going to be like, I'm going to cancel HBO Max now.
And that's probably another reason why they don't do that. But again, you could also fight that by saying, well, after this show is done, then I'm going to cancel it. Right. When it comes back, then I'll re-up my subscription.
Yeah. That's kind of how I do things.
Either way, I could see it, but just give me all my shows at once, please. Thank you.
Well, and we're not going to talk about it today, but like Andor, I would much rather just be able to binge watch it and skip through some of the shows that I'm finding to be a little bit tedious. I haven't watched it in a couple weeks, and we'll probably talk about it next week. I'll get caught up and we'll talk about it because there's some stuff going on. Possibly some, spoiler alert, Snoke sightings.
Ooh.
Yeah. Does that kind of make you more interested? You had mentioned to me that you had mentioned to me that Palpatine might have been in one of them, and I didn't see that, so I'm gonna go back and rewatch it. So we'll talk about that, and then Tales of the Jedi we'll talk about next week too, because I haven't got to watch any of those yet.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Right.
They're not that long. They're like quarter of an hour long.
Yeah.
So.
That's dope. Well, that's the end of the Nerdflix and Chill, Cameo. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say before we take off, make sure you comment, like, subscribe.
Yes.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah, do so. And we will read your comments on an upcoming show.
And post them too.
Unless it's a bad comment. Unless it's like, Brad looks like he smells funny.
Rude. Yeah, if you're just being rude and, nasty, then probably not. But yeah,
if you're like, this show is amateurish,
we'll read that.
No, I'm gonna block you.
But anyways, y'all, keep it nerdy.
Smile and put on a happy face.
Wakanda forever!
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
That was awesome!
Freeze all motor functions.
Hey